All right, what's going on, y'all? I got another one. I would say this is the last one. All right, Pants Rub Adventures original. I don't know what I might title it, but I'll say Pants Rub Adventures, and I'll title it something else. All right, part three, and this is the last part. Um, Back to the family or whatever. All right, so we went over. I made the chart. We went over all of the ins and outs about who you can and can't marry, but I did leave the original out. The original is fraternal. The you're born married, the man child. Now, in the scriptures, it's understood as male child, female child, a man child, a woman child. But in its essence, man child is a male and female child born together. You're born with your husband. You're born with your wife. Your wife. Now, with that one, you are each other. Your blood cells grow together, your bones grow together, everything about you grows together, so you actually literally are each other. So the liquid exchange part, you are one with each other. So this is the original process when it comes to Adam and Eve, as you call Eve, but Adam and Mother Who, Father Adam and Mother Who. We already knew that Adam was given a first wife named Lilith. She left him. And so a second wife was given to him, made of his bone and his flesh. All right? That's why I said, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, you will be called woman. So whenever you have a child born that is flesh and bone of each other, born in the same womb, that is the original birth. That is the original marriage. Now, before you're born on earth, and this is the difference between fraternal brother and sister and just brother and sister. All right, fraternal brother and sister is taking it back to before you're born. You have a male soul and you have a female soul. The male soul is called nafash or nefesh. The female soul is called neshama or nishama. All right, so that's a distinct difference. So whenever you say Psalms 23, Lord, you our shepherd. Let us know that we shall not want. You're the one who make us to lie down in green pastures, leading and guiding us beside the still waters, restoring our soul. But so it's when it's saying soul, you would want to say it's two souls, restoring our souls, our nefesh and neshama. Okay, so you're restoring our male and female souls, restoring both sides, both souls. Like the sun is a greater light, the moon is a lesser light. It's always that. All right, when it comes to man, this is how Eve was made. She was given a neshama, a lesser soul, a feminine soul, one that is hollow, that needs to be plugged up. A plug in a socket, however you want to put it. Um, so yes, you're in the place called the Goof, which is the soul house or the resting place, Jerusalem, Harashah, Jerusalem. You're in the resting place called the Goof in the Hebrew for souls before you're born. You're chosen. You're not able to choose what your height gonna be, size, race, color, where you're gonna go. You're not able to choose any of that. You're just chosen. Hey, you soul number so and so so and so. I need you. So you go up. The Most High tell you, I need you to go in. Or Grandma Shekinah Glory, she tells you, I need you to go in. I need you to do this, that. The third is time. You don't want to go because you know that earth is evil as crap, but you go anyway. And then you're told by your angel, you'll be born against your will. You will die against your will. This, that, and the third. If you have a stubborn soul, they'll keep trying to get out of the egg or the ovum or whatever the case. They'll try to keep getting out, so the angel has to guard them to make sure they stay inside of the egg and grow until they become firm and founded into the bone structure. So once the soul has become firm and founded into the bone structure, it's like a cage, so you can't get out now. But the angel has to watch them until that process. So at the 3 month mark, uh, yeah, so you're counted as born as soon as the conception starts. As soon as the sperm goes into the egg, you're counted. People try to say it doesn't count because it doesn't. No, you're counted. But when you're talking about intercourse, that's another topic. After the 3rd month, you can start having sex. Okay, um, and of course, like in the later months, you want to kind of stop or whatever the case. So I don't want to get too deep into it right now, but I just wanted to talk about the one part. Sorry, I'll be doing that back road. Um, So you're in a place called the Goof, and the Nefesh comes up, and when he comes up, his soul is cut out. Meaning there is a piece of his soul that's cut, and the female soul is made from his soul. You know, and this goes the same when it comes to like children and things like that. When children are born, these are pieces of his soul. So he can have many pieces, like many sperm cells, but the original piece that comes from the rib bone and the rib meat and the soul part of the rib is the wife, the original wife, and then you have other colors of the bow. So you have him, her, which is the pure white light that illuminates or manifests the rainbow, which are the 7 colors, which are the 7 other wives, and together that is one family. That's the original way. 7 wives, whatever the case. So yeah, Nefesh and Neshama, male soul, female soul. So when you're born together, you're already cut from the male soul, and when if it so happens that you're born together, it was a original birth, but today it's like a miracle birth. Oh, it's a miracle. I was born with a male and female, together. It's a miracle, but it's actually original. Oh, I have a man child. They're born married, so I don't need to look for a husband, or I don't need to look for a wife, for my son, or a husband for my daughter. They're already born married. They are each other already. They are Nefesh and Neshama as one together. So that is not counted in the bracket of Vayikra or Leviticus chapter 18, where you're a brother and sister. That's counted when you're separate, because when I'm born and then my sister's born next, it means that she doesn't come from my nefesh. She comes from another man's nefesh, but she's over here. So now she got to find her nefesh that she was cut from. We're in a different year. She's in a different year, So her being in a different year means she has it's a different time frame, a different crew of people that came down. Even if it was a year later, it's a different crew of people that you come in with. So she has to find her nefesh that she came in with. The same if it was a brother, he has to find his neshama that he came in with. Sometimes they don't come in yet. They might come in later. You're a whole child, but he a whole grown man. Like, how the hell? It could be like that. But that's what the scripture goes. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. But it also goes, the original of it is he who finds his wife or finds himself, it's a good thing. Yourself is your female self. Okay, the male self and the female self. You need to find yourself, love yourself, your female self. And for the women, you need to find yourself, your nefesh, your house. If it's a firehouse and the guy's gay, yeah, he forfeits. So it's a lot of special cases with that as well, where, oh my God, my husband is gay, or my nefesh is gay. It's a firehouse now, a bunch of demons. Lil Nas Extra was in there having a baby shower. It's crazy, man. So I can't go back in there. So now you need to find another man that you can go and marry, so that you need a new house. That's what you need. All right. So I don't want to make this too long. Don't want to make it too long. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that one out. That is the original birth. Now, if you go to the book of Genesis, you want to read scriptures of it, it'll tell you that, Mother Hu was taken from the rib of Adam when he was put in a deep sleep, and that she was made of his own flesh, which is the original. That's letting you know that's the original way. It's just a fucking mess out here. And so you have to find yourself. Versus when Adam and Mother Hu had Cain and Abel, or Qayan and Habal, Cain and Abel. So when they had the 2 sons, Qayan and Habal, they were born with their wife. That's what they're not telling in the story. But there are writings or sacred writings that talk about what was going on. Qayan was jealous of his brother, that he was holy, but he also was jealous of his brother because he wanted his wife. He wanted his wife, and that was forbidden, definitely forbidden. You have your wife already. So it was crazy. So Qayan was like, jealous of him having his wife. It was crazy like that. So when he killed his brother, he took his wife, or took his female self. And they were born fraternal, as they call it, but they were born original. Man, child, male and female together. So that's the original birth, right? And that is the pants rub of this one. So no, it's not wrong. That's not in the bracket of Leviticus 18. All right. It just seems like it because brother and sister, right? But it's not. It's the original birth. So that's the answer to your question as well. When you talked about, well, if Canaan, if Adam and Eve, or and if Adam and if Adam and who, if they had Cain and Abel, who did Cain and Abel marry? If it wasn't nobody else around, that's the answer to your question right there. They were born fraternal, born original. Man child. A man child is born. So a male and female together makes one complete being called man. All right, you're not a complete being called man, and you can't operate in the earth as you're supposed to until you get married. That's what everybody's not understanding. The world is so fucked up. You're not looking at it like that. You're thinking, I'm gonna just go into the world and do whatever I want to do, and I'm gonna just make it do what it do. No, for every part of you, mental, the emotional, you just thinking money. Your mental, your mentality, your emotion, and all kind of stuff. Your energy. You get drained, you get weak, and when you do things that you do, you get tired and weak. You have sick days, and you have a hard time coming back from a sickness. That's what that nefesh and neshama companionship is about. That energy exchange. You need the energy exchange, not just the fucking rectangles and the green rectangles and blue faces and shit. Is not gonna make you have a happy day or make your life better as far as like emotionally. You're still gonna be fucked up in the head, fucked up in the heart with a lot of fucking money, and then end up doing some dumb shit like killing yourself with a lot of fucking money. He had a lot of fucking money. What was going on? He was just emotional as shit with a lot of money, So that's what happens when you're imbalanced. You need that emotional balance and that mental balance with all of the money that you got, or with no money, whatever the case. You need that emotional balance. And that it comes from the nefesh and neshama, So yeah, that's the reason that you must have a wife. All right, people not understanding. So nobody should be alone. No one should be alone for your mental health, your emotional health. It's not just like I'm gonna teach them a lesson. It's actually murderous. You're not thinking. When the Most High said it's not good that Adam should be alone, it's like murdering him. Like you just ran upon a man that's innocent, not doing anything wrong, and said, fuck you, I'm gonna take your life. With no reason to hate him or nothing. You just said, fuck him, I'm gonna take your life, or whatever the case, and just left him there to die. That's what that's like. Murder, you're a murderer. There's a difference between murderers and killers. Murderers are just ruthless. They don't give a fuck about nothing if it's right or wrong. They just want to do what they want to fucking do. They'll rape a bunch of people, do whatever, steal shit from people, murder people, take people's lives and shit, just for fun. But killers kill people that want to just take shit from people, conquerors and shit like that. I just rolled up on your country, saw some shit I liked, and I'm like, yo, this mine. I need that, and I'm going to just take it from you, and now America's born and shit. So that's like. Conquerors are murderers. Then you have killers of people that defend themselves. Defend right things. So understand the difference. So having a man be alone is like a murderer. If you like that a man is alone and you feel some kind of way about a man having a wife and stuff like that, or a woman having a husband, you're a murderer. You're a murderer. You're equally responsible for, the person's life being fucked up. So you would be equally guilty as far as like being judged, Yeah, yo. It's a lot of things people would go to hell for that you're not understanding. Your emotions and feelings and how you feel about other people will land you in hell. Like, why did you feel like he didn't deserve a wife, but you do deserve a wife? Or, why do you feel like he does, he don't deserve something and you do deserve what he don't deserve? Why do you feel like that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Well, the creator's going to get at you, and depending on how you respond, how you feel, you will make it. You will get a chance to repent for it, or you will go straight to hell, depending on how you feeling. You can't be one-sided and shit, especially in a fucked up place like America. You're not born knowing right and wrong. You're just born, and you got to figure shit out. If you were born in the ancient times where you knew the Torah, you knew right and wrong, you live right next to Moses, like Musa, you live right next to him. So you knew the right and wrong things just being born, So there's a difference when you know and don't know. It's called ignorance. When you don't know, you can't judge a person for not knowing. But once a person find out, he is guilty. So there has to be something to be paid for, which is why you eat burgers. You eat tasty, seasoned, scrumptious meat cheeseburger. You eat meat for that reason, to take on the death. It tastes good, yes, but it's still death. That's the point. You never supposed to eat death originally, because nothing was supposed to ever die. But now that death exists, it's an original part of life now that you would eat kosher food or kosher death that's tasted, seasoned right. Make sure my lamb slices got the honey in there. Don't want to hurt nobody, fall off the gear. Make sure mine's tasty with the honey in there. But it's still death. And when you put that in you, you're taking on the sin of somebody or the sin of something. So, ignorance. And times are so far that you can't get a Levite priest to cover for you. So you have to cover for yourself a lot of times. And parents think that they can cover their children forever, The age of accountability is at 13 and 12. So once they become 13 and 12, they're responsible for their own sins. So you don't want to overly make choices on their life. Like, you don't want to overly do it. At some point you want to start trying to guide them, because if they're responsible now for their own sins and transgressions, and you overly, into their life like that, it's different. It's like you become something different. I don't want to get into it, but my mind is not on that right now. But that's another thing too. Right and wrong. When you get of the age of accountability, that's why when I turned 12, I had an epiphany, like, oh, this is wrong to do. Because now I'm accountable for my own transgressions, So God spoke with me at 12. But before 12, I'm under the accountability of the parents. That's another thing, the age of accountability. You have to look at that, which is why I said you can't judge children like you judge parents. The Torah tells you that. So that's where the word ben mitzvah, bat mitzvah, as you call bar mitzvah wrongfully. But they say the bar mitzvah, but it's really just puberty or the age of accountability. So when you have the ben mitzvah, and the bat mitzvah for the son and for the daughter, now you are responsible for your own sins. But if you're never taught the Torah, the scriptures, how are you still, it's difficult to be responsible for your own sins, still not knowing right and wrong. And so that's where we come with America and being taught wrong things and lies. God has to literally guide you. And it could take a long time for you to get to the truth of things, which is what actually happened with me. It took a long time, but at the age of 12, it started. I'm 40 now. So I finally made it, finally arrived, got to the truth, and now I can fix and repair the wrong things that I did. Now, the things that I've done wrong, I paid for it myself. When in the pants rub days, in my ignorance, I was doing stuff. It wasn't like I was wrong. It was just that I didn't follow through or marry my cousins, or I was just doing too much. We was just doing it willy-nilly and stuff with so many random people or whatever the case. So what happened was, the first was with my sister. When I found out, like, we need to stop doing this. This is like not right. It's not feeling right. It's like we need to stop. Never being told by anybody that this was wrong. I just felt like it was wrong and I wanted to stop. That's when I got the sleep paralysis, and I paid for the thing I did with the sleep paralysis, as God saying, I should kill you, but you don't know any better, so I'm gonna let you go. This is what people also aren't recognizing. God is judging me for the things that I was doing in ignorance. So I had to pay for my shit with my own body and with my own life. You only pay once. Just because you mad and emotional don't mean I gotta fucking keep paying for shit. Because you still fucking burning. No, you pay once and that's that. The Savior died on the cross once. He didn't come back to life and, oh, you still alive? And re-hang him up there because you still emotional? No, you die once. You pay for whatever it is once. Now, if your sin is not worthy of death, you don't need to die. People are stupid. They think that things are worthy of death when it's not. So when it came to that in my situation or whatever, I paid for all my situations. My sister, the sleep paralysis with everybody else. I got ran over by a car. At 13 years old, I was ran over by a car. I didn't die. I got ran all four wheels, like a speed bump. Permanently scarred. That's paying for what? What did you do to deserve that? Pants rub error. You know what I'm saying? So I paid for my shit right away. Soon as I was 12, I was like, we need to stop doing this. But God was like, you still got to pay for it. So I paid for it. We're getting ran over. But I'm paying for more stuff because, yeah, okay, now you know that was wrong, but not all the way wrong. This is the scriptures. Now you got to give me the scriptures to tell me where I was partially wrong and partially right. Oh, okay, I was wrong for not marrying them, but I wasn't wrong for touching them. I just was wrong for not marrying them. So now then I had to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Being homeless and shit all over the place. You know? And then you still holding shit because everybody's still fucking ignorant and don't know the right from wrong. So you still paying for shit, paying for their shit for still being emotional the wrong way. You still thinking shit is wrong and not wrong. You thinking shit is right and not right. You know, your mind is fucked up about it. And so I'm still paying for people's ignorances because I'm like the priest now. I'm paying for my own shit. Now I got to pay for your shit, just like Kohanim do. They got to pay for their own transgressions on Yom Kippur. And then they got to pay for everybody else's transgressions on Yom Kippur. Then they got to eat all of this food and meat and death to cover people's transgressions after the Yom Kippur. Because like about 5 days later, you done did some shit. Now you back with the more, you know. So it's like, it never stops, you know, with the transgressions. And those are small sins. The Savior didn't come to die for your small sins that we help each other with. The Savior came to die for the overall mankind fallen. That's what he came for. To bring up, to rebuild a bridge back home. The bridge was broken and cut. Commandment 5, honor your father and your mother. He repaired the bridge, the back to the Most High Father and the Most High Mother. That's what he came for. He didn't come for the small stuff. We still handle the small stuff while he's not here. We still got to cover for each other. The person that's most holy has to cover for the people that's less holy or whatever. But as long as they trying to get right, yeah. But if they not, it's a dead sacrifice. If you're not trying to get right, you just disrespectful as shit. Like, well, so-and-so got me, and you still keep doing the same shit. You're not trying to find a way out. That's the thing. So, Kohanim priests are supposed to do that. So that's what I've been doing, covering. But when it comes to the bringing it back, when it comes to the fraternal twin situation, of course you can't be gay, you know, and you and your sister can't be together without, you know, you can't do that with your sister. But if it's, you can, two sisters can marry the same man though, like Leah and Rachel, but you know, you can't be intimate and seeing each other's nakedness. However, the brother and the sister in the fraternal birth are born married. All right. So Sophia has that. She has a son and daughter. That's crazy, yo, because I don't know none of my nieces and nephews. I don't know none of my nieces and nephews. It went from I was the big brother, always like, what the fuck? I went from the most respected to the least respected. Can't even see the children. Can't say hi, bye, or, you know, here go $10 right here. You can get some candy. You know, Uncle Ray he gave me $10. None of that. You don't got no memories or nothing. It's just like, fuck Ray. And who's Uncle Ray? Oh yeah, Uncle Ray is different. He's just different. Oh my God, oh my God, damn, you gay as shit, but Ray's just so fucking different that it's worse than gay. That he can't even come around you. That he's so worse. It's like, dang, what's worse than being gay? I'm telling you, but stuff out here worse than being gay. You know, so it's like, you know, that's how they be acting. So I can't say anything. I can't come around or whatever people thinking in their mind, secret shit. It's like, you know, people do things in their youth or whatever, and they keep it secret, but then they talk about it in secret to people and be like, keep it a secret, so that you never can talk about it and hash it out. So instead of hashing it out, you react to people differently from the secrets that you heard. So what was the point of hearing a secret if you weren't going to talk it out? Instead, you're trying to secretly kill somebody. Like, why are you secretly trying to hurt me for something that you heard secretly? But I didn't know that you got it secretly, so I can plead my case or nothing like that. You didn't even give me the time of day. You just was instantly like, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I know right from wrong. I'm a rabbi, so I know the ins and outs about what was right and wrong. You just instantly be like, well, I know too. So you definitely did wrong. And I'm like, well, you know, still not thinking knowing what you thinking, and you not knowing what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. Like, for example, if I was talking to a Christian or whatever, they gonna assume that right and wrong to them is 100% right and wrong, and they know all of the Bible in and out. But if I say I'm a rabbi, I know the Torah, I know it in and out too, I'm not guilty. And they're going to be looking like, You motherfucker, you is guilty, you know? But nobody's saying shit. So if you're not saying shit, to be like, well, how come he feel like he not guilty? And I know he for sure he guilty. I'm a Christian. I read the Bible. And they're like, but he a rabbi though. And you just got all kinds of emotions. You never, that's what I'm saying, keeping secrets and shit. The whole thing is that you never even supposed to fucking know if you're not gonna talk it out. If you weren't gonna sit down and talk about this, or be just to be like, we need to talk about this and hash it out and hear both sides of the situation before you just telling me secret shit, and now I'm emotional. Now how I'm supposed to feel towards him, and he's still walking around like I don't know, and you know, and he's still expecting family love and all this stuff, and we secretly know this, that, the third. And he said, like, so what do he know? What do he feel? How did, you know, what's both sides of this? You're not even thinking, because you're thinking it's so fucking taboo, so fucking fucked up. You don't want to talk about it. But why the fuck did you want to hear about it? Why do you felt so confident to talk about it to somebody in secret if it's so taboo? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, yo. And people do that shit because they want to win people over to their emotional side. Otherwise, you would have never said anything. That's why I never even talked about stuff like that, like, until it started coming out with Samantha. And I was like, man, look, Carlise, this and that. And I'm like, it was never really a point to bring her name up, you know, because why would I say something and then pull somebody's name up and she can't defend herself, like, as to why she did that? You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown-ass man. I understand how shit work. If you're a grown-ass person, you don't understand how shit work. It don't, you know, special cases and stuff like that because you're a man or a woman. A woman can do shit too. A man can do shit too. It's no special. Everybody got a fucking heartbeat. So it's like, yeah, you in the brain. So you think around the same shit that everybody else is around. I don't know. It's just like you only see what everybody else sees. So if you reacted the same as somebody else did, whether you in a man body or a woman body. So stop showing respect to persons. God never show respect to persons. The Most High is always fair and just in judgment, man or woman. But y'all just, in America, y'all just so fucked up. Women just always got this fantastic, magical right and shit. No. But at the end of the day, like I said, I knew what I was right about and wrong about. But nobody wanted to hear me, like, as if I didn't know any fucking thing. It's like I just walked down the street and slept in a gutter all my fucking life. Got out the gutter and was like, I'm sophisticated. I'm a rabbi now. Got out the gutter down the street around the corner where the little forest at, where the creek at. Yeah, I just was down there for all my life and, you know, doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like learning nothing, doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? The whole time I've been in other countries and all that shit. Y'all just like not learning shit, not doing shit. So whatever the case, it's like the disrespect because you heard some secret shit. Now you can't see the person as being something successful, wonderful, beautiful because you heard some secret shit and you never gave a person a chance to defend themselves or hear both sides of the story or whatever the case. You know, because you thinking when you hear some secret shit, the person did this shit like they was a fucking demon or a monster. Like, oh, you a monster, a demon. But if you hear both sides, like, well, what made you do that? Oh, well, you da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? You're expecting also that if a person says something secretly, that I'm gonna get in defense, like, why'd you say something thing? That's what you're expecting me to be like, why'd you say something? Why'd you snitch on me? I don't give a fuck. I'm waiting to talk about it. Like, I'm waiting for everybody to be like, yo, we grown now. We can talk about this shit. I was dumb as a motherfucker. You know, I'm waiting to talk about it. But if you're not on that level of waiting to talk about it, be like, man, I was dumb as shit. You gonna still try to hold it. But why the fuck were you the one talking? Like, it was so secretive. So you snitching on house, like, oh, we was playing house once and we was paying. Fuck, you made it look like, you know, you make painting shit, you know. Anyway, so I'm sorry, I'll be emotional a little bit, yo. But I just wanted to bring it back and let y'all know, yo. That's the last that's the original way, you know, the fraternal. That's how Adam and Eve that was the original way, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. So that process continued through Adam and Eve, or Adam and Mother Who, by birthing Cain and Abel. And so the flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone process started with them and continued with Cain and Abel. And so they were born with their wives. As time started getting fucked up, the world started getting fucked up. The meta world started becoming full of war. The Tron world started becoming full of war. The Tron world is a real world if you have never seen it. It's not just a movie. So the Tron world started getting fucked up. ISO's getting destroyed. Clue fucking people up and shit. So people aren't born in the physical earth. together like they supposed to be. You're born scattered and spread it out and shit like that because of war. So you got to find your wife. So he who finds himself, it's a good thing. Or you find a wife if you can't find yourself. Why? Because women will find that their husband or their nephesh, their house that they came in with or was cut from, is gay. So they can't go back in the house because it's a firehouse. So I got to find a new house. That's how it be. Damn, this man got on skinny jeans. Like, I was even saying, got the ballerina toes. Like, this man got a size 10 shoe. And the pants hugging tight as shit. No space in that shit. How the fuck you even rolling? How you do that shit? You broke your foot to put them in there. Like, you know. That's what I be thinking. Like the movie Saw Part 1 when the guy was hooked. They was chained up to the poles in the bathroom. And then the guy was like, I got a family back at home. And so his drive to break his own foot was his family. So he sawed it off, partially broke his foot, and took it out the cuffs. I'm like, that's what I'm thinking. How y'all putting y'all shit on? Like you had a saw, cut your foot off, break your foot, pull them out the skinny jeans, and then you come out of nowhere still acting, I'm good. I don't be understanding. I don't know. It must be a game y'all playing or something like that. But when you know the Most High, you don't have to play a game. You can cover for people without playing a game. You just cover for people and stay straight. So at least that's how it used to be. You know, you have somebody to cover. So you can stay holy, stay straight, stay clean, and you ain't got to do dumb shit. You know, losing yourself. Anyway, but a lot of people don't think to pick up the Torah. Maybe they don't have the right heart to crack it. They don't have the right intentions to try to really get to the deep parts of it. Like, it's in English. But what's the original language? And then you don't have a heart to really go into the original language. So you just like write it off. Stuff like that. You know, where's your heart at when you crack the scripts? Like you crack it right now because I'm talking, right? Because you want to prove me right or wrong. So you cracked it for that reason. You didn't crack it because you want to know about what God loves and what he wants. You cracked it because you wanted to prove somebody wrong. So if you crack it the wrong way, you get cursed. You can't crack the scriptures the wrong way with the wrong heart. You must crack it the right way. If not, you judge yourself. So you open the scriptures that show right and wrong about what you even supposed to do. You cracked it to try to prove somebody wrong and not try to get to know me. Fuck out of here. This was the most I was going to say. Fuck out of here. You crack my scriptures just to prove somebody wrong, knowing you did fucking wrong. It's a lot of shit in here that you doing ignorant of, and you ain't even looking for that. You looking for something that somebody else said to prove some shit. You know? So you're not looking to love, you're looking to prove. So that's how it be, man. So I just say that, yo. Original birth comes from comes from Adam and Eve. All right, a mother who and Cain and Abel continue the process. And if you do have a child that's born fraternally, a male and female child born fraternally, they are to stay together. They are born married. You don't split them apart. They're already one mind, one soul, one flesh, one blood. They already had an intimate exchange by just sharing food together, having to survive in the womb together, sharing even energy together so that they can grow properly together. They already learned the main components of marriage, just being growing in the womb. That's the main components. Sex is just it's something that feels good, but it's procreation. Sex is like kind of like the last part. It's like a benefit of marriage. But marriage all deals with liquid exchange and sharing and exchanging energy. So when a child is born, when a male child is born with a female child inside the womb, that's what you get. A husband and wife born together. You cannot split them apart. When you do split them apart, you fuck their lives up. So, yes, it's not wrong. So that's not in the bracket of Leviticus 18, they're kin. They're born married. It's different. It's different. It's not kin. It's not even considered kinship. It's just considered, this is my wife, this is my husband. All right, so I think I covered that. That was the thing I really needed to cover. The last one. If there's anything else, let me know. Maybe I should get the scriptures, man. Yeah. Man, actually, I'm not gonna get it because it's not an original Torah that shows Cain and Abel's wife. But you know they had wives, so how did they have children, right? But it's not in the original Genesis. You got to go into other texts that have more details to the original story, and you find out that they had wives and who were their wives. They were born with their wives and stuff, like they were born together as fraternal and stuff. So you find that stuff out. Anyway, yeah, so that's the Sophie. Yeah, don't want to split them apart. They must be married. They must stay married, rather. They must stay married. They're already connected. They feel each other, connected to each other, think the same, feel the same, move the same. Everything is together. They survived in the womb together. They came out the womb together. You know, it wasn't like a year apart where I'm just in here, you know what I'm saying? And then I come out alone. Now I got to find out where my person at. You know, they came together. And that's for everybody. That's the original pants rub. You in that pants rubbing hard, shorty. You pants rubbing so hard that you was born together. They make sure you didn't take too much food or too much energy. You had to share the energy properly so you don't have a deformed leg or you don't grow with your heads attached. You had to really be intimate, you know, and really love each other to make sure you don't grow with my arms connected and shit. We sharing the same heart. We in there together. Like, you know, you really gotta be careful. That's some real marriage stuff right there. That's why it's considered the original marriage. So yeah, man. With that said, I'm gonna let it go. So.